so we put in the group chat, "Hey, I'm doing this walk. Yeah, would like some donations." And some people are like, "Yeah, okay, that's fine, yeah, we can do that." And then about 20 minutes later, he goes, "Come on, I need more." And I was like,
Wow.
"Okay." And then, some other people sort of chimed in, and then after that, he started atting people who hadn't responded. And I was like, "This is a bit too much." So do you know what I did? I donated £10 to a different charity.
I don't like these narrow little things. Oh my god! Is that guy?
Excuse me, Hadvar. He's gone. He was a ghost. He was a ghost the whole time. Excuse me, Dr. Jones. Sir, excuse me. I mean you. I don't think this is how it's supposed to be.
I just wanted to really thrust my hips forward when I stand up.
I know you. That's why I'm married, yeah.
Oh, no, don't do this. He's throwing birds at me.
Eliminate Tassard in any manner you see fit. The pirates have
What if I let him die of old age? Does that count? Do I still get paid?
Oh, I'm unstoppable. I was stopped. I was stopped.
There we go. Oh my god, that guy was pretty tough, man. He was pretty tough for a guy that's come out in his dressing gown.
Here we are. This is where we found ourselves. And we've raised £634.07. And for that, we eat a banana. That was the hidden goal you didn't know about. When we hit £634.07 exactly, we eat a banana.
My wife's just been shot in the face and my daughter's been kidnapped. It's so far the day could have gone better. Not gonna lie. Does it taste like grapes?
My bum?
Yeah, your bum.
No, surprisingly, it tastes like ass.
She's a single mum, and she's breastfeeding her infant child while committing genocide.
What if, like, you're so constipated, it all sort of condenses and congeals into one giant, and that's a bum grenade, yeah? That's a bum grenade, and when you finally fire it out, it comes out with so much, like, pressure behind it that it explodes your toilet bowl as it hits it. Maybe that's a bum grenade. We've come up with a new definition today.
I'm running very, very slowly. Guys, where did you go? They shut me out! They shut me out! You sons of...
Stab this bitch. Oh, no, maybe bitch is going to stab me. You force enough beans down somebody's throat, I bet you could kill them. If we're beating up goblins, though, does that mean that a hate crime? Big smiles. What a shot, though. What? That's one for the album. Oh!
It's alright, we've got some cover now. We're alright. We're alright.
Oh, f me, we're not alright, we're not alright.
Something's moving up there. Can you see?
I've never really been one to admire sand, but this is nice, isn't it?
There's me thinking, oh, I found some poo. I found some magical poo. Oh, fuck. Oh my god. Oh, there's one in there! There's one in there! Furious shaking.
I brought some biscuits in. I'm going to do some hardcore biscuit dunking tonight.
Oh my god! Ah. Hi friends, we're back with some more Fighting Fantasy, and this time we're going to try Crypt of the Sorcerer. I don't know if we've got resume on here because I've never played it before, but we'll click restart anyway, shall we? And go from there. Yes, I want to restart. I haven't done anything. I only bought this one today. So this one apparently, according to these couple of pages, is quite a hard one, but we'll read it anyway. We'll read the content advisory, shall we? Crypt of the Sorcerer is a fighting fantasy gamebook, an interactive adventure in which you are the hero. You can only win by choosing the correct path, finding equipment, avoiding traps, and surviving combat. We're not very good at any of those things. Before embarking on your adventure, you must determine your own strengths and weaknesses with a series of dice rolls. You have in your possession a sword and a backpack. You've been preparing for your quest by training yourself in swordplay and exercising vigorously to build up your stamina. Or perhaps I've been vigorously training my sword, I don't know. Naughty. Unlike other fighting fantasy game books, you start the adventure with no provisions. Oh, that's a bit rude, isn't it? This game book is notoriously difficult to beat, even if you have the perfect set of stats. See, if we were doing this proper book, paper book, we would have maxed our stats at the start, and now we know that isn't even worth doing. Therefore, we would like to give you the option to make some of the major combats a little easier. We won't feel less of you. Well, that's good. If this is something you'd like to do, select the option below. Yes. Go easier on me. That sounds like my wedding night. Okay, next. You must first choose from one of 3 difficulty settings. For newcomers to Finding Fantasy, we recommend Adventurer or Free Reader modes. For older readers already familiar with printed versions of this game book, or want an almost impossible challenge, we recommend Hardcore Hero mode. I think we should go with Adventurer. We've already got it to go easy on us. We should even go easy mode as well, shouldn't we? You've chosen the Adventurer difficulty mode. Before embarking on your adventure, you must first determine your own strengths and weaknesses. Begin by calculating your initial stamina. Right, let's do this. Let's roll this. We know that. Give us a good roll. Oh, shit. Oh, that's even better. Look, little double click there. Nobody noticed. Nobody knew. Stamina's 22. That's a good start. Right, now we're going to go on to skill. Nice high roll. There we go. Definitely wasn't a 1. It was a 6 first time. And finally, we do the luck. We want a nice high one here. We'll take the 5. We're not gonna fudge that roll. Okay, onto the background. Here's a little intro section for us. Chalice. I don't know. Should we go a bit Chalice? We'll go a bit posh, shall we? Is a small town lying on the banks of Silver River at the base of the Moonstone Hills. It has grown from being merely a cluster of cabins and huts to its present size mainly because it became an important trading centre for prospectors seeking gold in the hills. It was the first safe haven for merchants who had travelled west from the flatlands on their way to Silverton. In Chalice, they could rest and do business without fear of attack. There are plenty of inns and places of entertainment, and it used to be among the most boisterous towns of Alancia. But now, as you look out of the window of your upstairs bedroom at the Lion Inn, there is no sign of merriment. For 3 weeks the sky has been dark and menacing. People recently arriving in Chalice from the east have told of pestilence, plague, disease, and famine moving ever closer, to the west. Only yesterday a story spread like wildfire through the town that someone had discovered where the source of evil lay. An elf, flying south on his giant eagle over the southern edge of Moonstone Hills, noticed a deep fissure in the ground, out of which rose a putrid-smelling vapour. All around the fissure the grass was blackened, and the trees were stunted and leafless. As he flew over the fissure, the elf said he saw a scorched and withered hand rise out of the gap, its claw-like index finger pointing up at the eagle. An energy bolt shot up from the tip of the finger and burned a hole straight through the poor creature. Oh, poor bastard. It crashed to the ground, but the elf escaped with his life and walked to Chalice to tell his tale. You are a friend of the old wizard Iastromo, who lives on the southern edge of Darkwood Forest, and you decide to visit him and relate the elf's tale. In the now familiar dusky light of day, you spur your horse northwards to Iastromo's tower, and before nightfall you reach the overgrown path that leads to it. You dismount quickly, stride up to the huge oak door, and ring the brass bell that hangs in the stone archway. There is no reply, but suddenly you are tapped on the shoulder, and you whirl around, reaching for your sword. "There'll be no need for that," grunts the old man who stands before you, shaking his finger in admonishment. "What are you doing here anyway, disturbing my peace and quiet? I haven't laid eyes on you for over a year, and now you just turn up unannounced, walk straight through my herb garden, and ring my bell long enough to wake the dead. Well, what do you want?" You smile to yourself, while you watch the grumpy old wizard displaying his usual hospitality. "And what's so funny?" he asks. Your expression immediately changes, and Iastromo frowns when he sees the concerned look on your face. "I think we should go upstairs, so you can tell me what is troubling you. I presume something is troubling you, as I'm sure you wouldn't visit me for any other reason. And I can guess that it has something to do with this infernal dark sky." When you finish telling Iastromo the elf's tale, he remains sitting silently in his old oak chair, his face as sombre as a grave. At last he speaks, sighing with every word. I mean, I'm not going to sigh with every word as I read it, that'd be stupid. "Then my worst fears are realized. The necromancer has risen. Those fools! Their greed might now bring an end to life in Alancia, unless..." Completely puzzled by Iastromo's mutterings, you ask him to explain. As if describing a horrible nightmare, Iastromo recounts the legend of an evil necromancer, Razak, who threatened Alancia 100 years ago. Although he first learned his skills as an apprentice to a lawful wizard, Razak was attracted early on in life by the dark power of evil. He realized that he could become a great sorcerer who would one day be able to command everyone to obey him. He had no desire or intention to use his magic to help Alancia. He wanted the kingdom to be brought to its knees. He travelled to a remote part of eastern Alancia, and there he practiced his arcane acts. He quickly progressed through the levels of dark magic from lowly apprentice to wizard, and then sorcerer, so that at last his powers were so great that he became a necromancer, having spent the last 40 years in solitude. Razak then sent messages to all the nobles of Alancia, demanding that they acknowledge him as their ruler. At first they ignored him, for none had heard of him. Razak took umbrage, and in retaliation brought plague and pestilence to the nobles' provinces, giving them until the next full moon to recognize his leadership. Many warriors offered to try and slay Razak, and many died in the attempt. But one brave man by the name of Kull succeeded, and saved Alancia. He owned a sword, which he had found in the Moonstone Hills, gripped by a skeletal hand rising from a mist-covered lake, across which he was sailing a raft. Kull was mesmerized by the sword's magnificent beauty. He immediately wanted it for his own and reached out for it. The skeleton made no attempt to prevent him, and simply slipped down into the muddy depths of the lake as soon as it released the sword. Kull was so overwhelmed with the sword that nothing else mattered to him. He steered his raft to the shore and began testing his new weapon. He discovered that nothing could dull its edge, and that he could cut through plate mail armour with ease. He did not realize that the sword had once belonged to Razak, and was the only weapon in the whole world with the power to slay him. Well, that's bloody convenient, isn't it? Razak, in order to become a necromancer, had to relinquish all weapons, but there was no power strong enough to destroy his cursed sword. To try to rid himself of the sword, Razak threw it into the lake, but it rose to the surface in the grip of a skeleton. For years the skeleton clutched the sword until Kull caught sight of it and took it for himself. And so a twist of fate took the invincible Kull to Razak, and Razak was slain at the hand of Kull by the sword that had once been his own. But the moment Razak was slain, Kull's flesh fell from his bones and lay in a pile of dust around his skeletal feet. Razak's magic had condemned him to an eternal nightmare as a skeleton, unable to release the sword. He seized a hooded robe and fled into Moonstone Hills, and it is said that to this day he drifts constantly across the same lake on his raft, clutching the sword, unable to rest until someone takes it from him. Razak's body was placed in a stone sarcophagus and entombed in the fissure in the southern hills. The crypt was sealed by a lawful sorcerer who decreed that it must remain unopened for 110 years. Otherwise, the necromancer would rise with a host of undead to destroy all life. "I can only assume," concludes Nostromo with a deep sigh, "that treasure hunters found the necromancer's crypt and opened it unknowingly. Razak must be destroyed before it is too late. Oh, but it's going to be so difficult. We'll need to find Razak's sword, and a number of talismans and amulets that will protect you from the necromancer's magic. I trust you will volunteer for this mighty task." It's a bit presumptuous of him, isn't it? I mean, he's just said how hard it's going to be, and how we're going to need to get a load of shit. I don't think I do want to do it, actually. It'd be a pretty short adventure, though, if we elected for that. So we'll go for it. Slowly, you nod your head, although your brain is still spinning with Nostromo's tale of Razak and poor Kull. "Good," continues Nostromo. "Now, don't worry about the sword. I won't let you become a skeleton. Just bring it back here, and in the meantime, I'll be calling on a few people who can help us. There's no time to waste. You must find the lake in Moonstone Hills. Rest well tonight, and leave at first light. What little of it there is. Now turn over. Ooh, what is this? It's like a dragon breathing fire, but also shooting out bogies out of his nose. Oh, that's disgusting. Alright, let's turn over. We're ready. Now we're officially in the adventure. Now we've read the background. You are woken from a nightmare in which undead creatures attack you with swords, by Nostromo tapping you on the shoulder. "Time to get up. It's almost dawn," he says in a sleepy voice. Within 20 minutes, you are outside and mounted on your horse. Nostromo smiles, ever optimistic in the face of danger, and hands you a small glass phial. Healing potion, he explains. Enough for 5 tots. The healing potion will restore 4 stamina points each time it's drunk. I mean, we can have a look at our stats now, can we not? Let's look at our adventure sheet. We're already max. Obviously, we've only just started the adventure, so we'd be pretty shit if we'd already lost some health. Luckily, we haven't. The old wizard then waves to you as you gallop off, heading east towards Moonstone Hills in search of the lost lake. By midday, the hills rise up threateningly from the horizon, flanking you from north to south, and you wonder how you will ever find the lake. By nightfall, you find yourself at the foot of the hills, where Silver River flows out onto the windward plain towards Chalice. You decide to camp by the river and make a fire to keep you warm, and also to ward off any hunters of the night. The night passes without incident, and in the morning you wake feeling hungry. After eating bread and cheese from your backpack, you climb onto your horse and decide which way to head. Do we want to go across the river and ride east into the hills, or follow the river north into the hills? Well, I mean, we're looking for the lost lake, aren't we? I know lakes are sort of... they're enclosed, aren't they? But I kind of feel like if we follow the river, it might like lead to more water. Could that be a thing? We're gonna try. So we're gonna follow the river north into the hills. That's my plan. You climb steadily up into the hills, following the winding river. After an hour or so, the ground becomes very marshy, and your horse has to struggle to keep moving forward. It appears that this part of the river often breaks its banks and floods the valley. I mean, we've still got the option to keep heading north, but I think it's making it pretty clear that we shouldn't go that way. Would we rather cross the river and ride east into the hills? I kind of want to stick with the direction we're going, but like that paragraph makes it pretty clear that we shouldn't. So I'll tell you what, we can make a little bookmark, can't we? Oh, there we go. Position has been saved. There we go. Right, we're going to go east this time. 2 hours later, you are deep in the hills. You gaze up at the sombre grey sky, scanning it for winged killers that might swoop down to attack. There are no flying creatures to be seen, but an unnerving silence sends a shiver down your spine. Suddenly, your horse whinnies and rears up on its hind legs. Oh god. Right, now we've got to do a skill check. Let's do it. You deftly passed the skill check. Well, of course, there was never any doubt. Okay, if the total is the same or less than your skill, turn to 39. Let's do it. Keeping a firm grip on the reins, you are able to stay in the saddle. Suddenly, 3 evil-looking creatures materialise as if by magic to ambush you. Oh, I feel like I wasn't very lucky now. Oh, look at them. Look at this crazy eyes. Look at his... We can only see one of this guy's eyes, but we've got to assume that they're crazy eyes. Are they little like gecko things? Little gecko boys? The stone-coloured chameleonites bound forward on 2 legs with strange jerky movements. Their bulbous eyes and long tongues protrude from their reptilian heads, and their bodies are covered with scales. But they are humanoid in shape, and each carries a stone club with which to attack you. As you are on horseback, your skill is increased by 2 for the fight. Well, that's bloody lucky, isn't it? Right, let's fight. Right, 7-7 against my 22 and 12. Hopefully we win. It should be pretty easy, right? Right, we need to do 3 more hits, unless we use luck to try and get an extra point. But I'm not going to bother with that. We're just gonna keep fighting till we win. It'll be over quickly. I want to watch him. I want to watch make the little one watch. That's what we want to do. The little one at the back. Right, one more. He's gone. Easy, 1 down. Hey, Jedi, good evening to you. How are you? You've defeated the first Chameleonite. Not you, Jedi, I have. Now you must face the second Chameleonite. Alright, only 3 hits required on this one. We can do it. Get fucked, 4 eyes. Oh, I didn't mean to click that. It's alright, we still won. We still won. I forgot we can click to fudge our rolls. Right, now the baby. You had so much to live for. Now I've taken it all from you. Shit, stop clicking. Stop clicking. I'm doing well, thanks, mate. I'm doing well, can't complain. I'm fighting some lizards right now, so, you know, life's been better, but it's also been worse. You are triumphant. Yes, look at their little goggly little fucking eyes. Look at dweebs. Right. If you defeat the scaly reptilians, we did. Turn to 356. You look down at the lifeless bodies of the chameleonites and recall a legend you were once told. It is said that the blood of these rare creatures gives a human being the power of perfect camouflage just once in his or her life. But it is also said that sometimes there are terrible side effects. I mean, as soon as we read that we could use their blood to go invisible, we knew we were going to smother it ourselves. Dab some? No. Drench myself in it. Thank you very much. You tentatively dab some blood onto yourself and wait to see if you feel any ill effects. Oh, God. I don't know if 1 or 2 are good, or 3 to 6 is good. Shall we make a bookmark here? There we go. We've just stuck a finger in the pages there, just in case it goes wrong. We've got 5. Let's see what happens. 10 minutes pass, and nothing terrible happens to you. Fuck yes. You realise that you are immune to the side effects of the chameleonite's blood. You gain 1 luck point. A 3-stream streak. Fuck me. Well, I can't even remember when stream 1 would have been. It was so infrequent we've been able to stream lately. It's bloody frustrating. But where to go you? I mean, I always imagine you streaking. Every time I picture in my mind, you're naked. Apart from that, like, Ned Flanders moustache. But I suppose that doesn't count as clothing anyway, really. But it's the only thing I want to see you wearing. Right, in high spirits, you turn your horse east. Let's go. Let's go. So happy. At the bottom of the next hill, you see that the ground is littered with the large bones of unknown creatures. Some are piled high, while others are scattered over a wide area. Suddenly, you notice a small, black-cloaked and hooded figure scurry from behind one pile of bones to another. "Go away! Go away!" he shouts in a voice full of fear. I mean, does that sound fearful enough? No, fuck it. You ain't the boss of me. Let's approach him. As you approach the pile of bones, you are assailed by a salvo of bones, frantically thrown by the little man. Do we just fight back? Or do we tell him that we mean no harm? Like, come on, let's try and be nice. We'll start off be nice. But if he throws another bone at me, he's dead. The little man stops throwing bones at you and asks you why you are trespassing on his ground. You reply that you are on an important quest and that you must find the lost lake. "I'm just a simple man, known as the Bone Keeper." Oh, fuck, of course he is. Fucking loser. That's what he's known as now. The little man says in a sad voice, "And I do not know of any lost lake. I sought through these bones and carved some of them into magical rings. I would very much like a new knife for my work, and would gladly give you one of my rings in exchange." Ah, I don't even have a knife that I can give him. Boo. Okay. If you decide to attack him after all, well, now he's told us he's got magic rings. I feel like we should kill him and take all the rings. Seems only right, doesn't it? You jump down from your horse, sword in hand, and attack the nimble man, who is armed with 2 long thigh bones. The Valley of Bones curses those who would harm its keeper. Oh my god. If I win, I lose 3 luck points. Oh my god. So I lose 3 luck points, or he beats me to death with his thigh bones. Let's fight him. Let's see what happens. It should be a quick fight. Take that, you little bastard. Right, we're triumphant, but at what cost? We lose 3 luck points. What does that put us on? Oh, well, I guess we haven't lost it till we move on to the next page. There we go, 8 luck points. Still not bad. You find a leather pouch hanging around the Bone Keeper's neck. Its contents are 3 bone rings. Each one is highly polished. One has the symbol of a full moon carved into its surface. Another bears the emblem of a dagger. And the third has a skull etched into it. Oh, can I not just try them all on? I'm going to try the dagger one. If I can do them one at a time, I'll do the dagger one first. After placing the ring on your finger, the hooded cloak of the Bonekeeper rises up from the ground and hovers in front of you. A dagger appears from nowhere, clutched by an invisible hand protruding from the cloak. The cloak moves swiftly and silently towards you, releasing the dagger straight at you. Oh my god. So, I mean, I killed the guy, and now his ghost is throwing fucking knives at me. The Spirit Avenger's aim is true, and you are struck by the dagger. Oh, fucking hell. We made a bad choice already. You rolled 6. Is it good? Although you were hit by the dagger, the throw was not particularly accurate. You suffer only a flesh wound to your shoulder, losing 2 stamina points. But just as quickly as the cloak rose, it drops back to the ground and stays there motionless. Okay, I'm a little wary of trying on more rings now, but I kind of... One of them's got to be a good one, right? Let's try on the moon one. After placing the ring on your finger, you rub it, hold it aloft, and even try to command it. But you're unable to discover any magical powers in it. You shrug your shoulders and consider what to do next. 1 ring left. Let's try on the skull. Is it instant death, though? The skull is like my skull. I don't know. My skull comes flying out of my body. You place the ring on your finger and try to release a magical power from it. But nothing happens. Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay. So, I'm going to assume I've still got those 2 worthless rings on, though. So I'm going to ride east out of the valley. Let's have a look at my sheet, though. Do I still have... See, I still have all the rings, really. Well, that's good. Even though the dagger one involved me getting stabbed, we'll still count it as a win. Oh, what knowledge do we have? Comedionite blood will camouflage for one-time use. I feel like I've already wasted that. I've rubbed it on myself now. I could have put it in like a jar and used it later. But I've wasted it. Leaving the valley behind, you urge your horse up the next hill until you reach a pile of dark granite boulders. The largest boulder appears to have some words chiselled into it, most of which are hidden by moss. Let's look at the words. You scrape the moss away and read the words of a rhyme. To go beyond a granite door, press the numbers 184. You memorise the rhyme, remount your horse and ride on. Has that been added to our knowledge? Yes, there we go, 184. That'll be a reference, won't it? A page number at some point. At the bottom of the hill you see a narrow stream running north to south across your path. When you arrive at the edge, your horse stops and puts its head down to drink. If you wish to release the reins to allow your horse to drink, do we want to give our horse a little bit of comfort, a little bit of a break, or do we want to say fuck you, like whip him, kick him with our spurs? No, come on, have a drink, little horse. Your horse drinks long and hard at the cool stream. You decide to do likewise, as you believe the water to be pure in the hills. You gain 1 stamina point. When you think your horse has rested enough, you remount and cross the stream. What's going on here? Who are these guys? He looks like one of them, what's that dude from Deep Space Nine? Quark. Is that him? He looks like a little Ferengi fella. That's what this guy is. You reach the brow of the next hill and look eastwards into the distance. All you can see is the never-ending range of hills stretching out into the gloom of the dark sky. Suddenly, you hear the sound of galloping hoofs and shrill war cries. Yeah, Quark. I thought so. I mean, I'm not the only one seeing it, right? He's got the brow. Space Jews. Oh my god, I never thought of him like that. You turn to look behind you. Space Jews, fucking hell. And see a group of Space Jews charging up the hill on horses, riding bareback. Riding bareback? Fuck me, that sounds like my wedding night. One of them carries a banner with shrunken heads swinging from it. There are 4 goblins in the raiding party, and you must quickly decide what to do. We've got to kill them. Charge down the hill to attack them, or run away. We don't run away from a fight, guys. Come on. No, we don't. You manage to maneuver your horse so that you can fight the goblins one at a time. Let's do it. God, I mean, look at these stats. These are worse than Comedionites. And old Bonesaw McGraw. Right, 1 down now. We've got to fight 4 of them. I wish there was a way to speed this up. I mean, it's already quite quick, I think, the combat, but it'd be nice if it was faster. Right, third goblin, let's do it. Let's fuck him up. Sorry, Space Jew. Right, last one. We better get some good loot out of this. Right, one more hit. That'll do it, eh? A search through the canvas bags belonging to the Space Jews yields 2 gold pieces, some stale cheese, and a cracked mirror in a silver frame. You pack away the golden mirror and examine the cheese. Do I want to eat the cheese? I've never eaten a Space Jews cheese before. I mean, what's the worst? What's the worst that could happen? I don't know. In one of these books, it's generally the worst that could happen is instant death. But that's what these bookmarks are for. Pow. And what are we on? We're on 116 right now. Is that right? Yeah, 116. All right, let's eat the cheese. The cheese is dry and hard, but still nourishing. You gain 2 stamina points. After you finished eating, you slap your horse on the neck and ride it. Oh, that's a bit uncalled for, isn't it? Oi! Cunt! Smack! No, come on, stop it. Be nice to animals. You ride over the top of the hill again and down the other side. At the bottom, you can see a small wood at the end of the valley to the north. I mean, I don't know, we're looking for the lost lake. We're not looking for the fucking woods. I think we should ride up the next hill and see if we can see the lake. In the next valley, you enter a small wood. No, I was riding up a fucking hill, wasn't I? Which has an abundance of flowers and plants, although none of them is pleasing to the eye. Some are diseased, others are covered with thorns, and some emit a foul smell. All of them appear to be strangled by creepers. Although you cannot see anybody, you suddenly hear high-pitched twittering noises. You draw your sword and ride towards where you think the sounds are coming from. A bush moves and you catch a glimpse of a tiny dark figure before it disappears into the undergrowth. I don't know why we're here. I definitely clicked the one for going up a hill, didn't I? Still, we're going to follow the little fella. Oh, hello. Who's this guy? Who's this guy? A forest Jew. Maybe, I don't know. You catch sight of the figure again, running from behind one tree to another. It's a little humanoid, no taller than a meter. He looks round, stops running, and begins to walk towards you. You notice that he has dark skin, pointed ears, and cat-like eyes. He also has wings. Just as you begin to wonder why he did not fly away from you, a weighted net falls on top of you, and the boy-like figure starts to laugh uproariously at you for falling into his trap. As you fall to the ground, it dawns on you you've fallen prey to the black fairies. Oh, come on. You shouldn't be calling them that. Just call them fairies. Guys, come on. It's 2025. Fucking black fairies. Come on. The most evil of all the little people. From the ground, you look up and through the mesh of the net to see 3 more black fairies hovering in the air. They land, and in less than a minute you are bound hand and foot. They empty your backpack and take all its contents, including Yastromo's healing potion. They also take your sword. They then begin to amuse themselves by putting insects inside your clothes and slugs in your mouth. Oh my god, these guys are real fucking dickheads. Finally, they get bored with their games and fly off with their spoils, leaving you at the mercy of predators. Oh man. Test your luck. I mean, we lost 3 luck points, didn't we, for killing that bone man? Right. So, what's our current luck? 8. So we need 8 or under on the dice. Easy, first try. We are lucky. You struggle with your bonds for almost an hour, but mercifully no creature catches your scent. You strain until you pull a hand free at last and untie your feet. Your wrists are bruised and bleeding. You lose 1 stamina point and also 2 skill points for the loss of your sword. Luckily, your horse has not wandered far, and soon you're back in the saddle and riding out of the glade, galloping east. The rest of the day soon passes, and you find a suitable place to camp for the night, making sure that your horse is securely tethered to a nearby tree. You settle down to sleep, but are woken in the middle of the night by the sound of buzzing wings. Oh no, not the fucking elves again. The fairies. You awaken to the sight of a full moon, but your attention is immediately drawn to two luminous objects hovering above your head. Up in these hills, there is only one thing they can be: giant fire beetles. Oh no, come on, I hate it when that happens. These strange beetles attack humans indiscriminately, inflicting serious wounds with their strong mandibles. Within seconds, you're on your feet to defend yourself. Oh, fuck. And we haven't got our sword. We haven't got our healing potion. Luckily, they've got shit stats. So this will be over quickly. Right, we haven't actually taken any damage from fights yet, just from bullshit choices. Right, one down. Were there only two? Done it. Unable to sleep properly again, you spend the rest of the night thinking about the task ahead. As soon as it's light enough to see, you mount your horse and set off. You climb the highest hill, finally, in order to get a better view. Looking northeast, you can hardly believe your eyes. A lake, no more than a 2-hour ride away, lies in the valley. With your spirits revived, you spur your horse towards it. I think hopefully this is the Lost Lake, the one we've been looking for. Not just some other random jackass lake. Despite the dark sky, you notice a shadow travel swiftly across your path. You look up and see a winged creature with an eagle-like head and the body of a lion swooping down to attack you. The creature has a bridle around its head and which is held by the rider, a wild-looking girl wearing animal skins. The barbarian girl has a griffin as her steed, an aggressive but loyal creature. Shall we have a good look at this? She does look pretty wild. I think we could tame her though, guys, couldn't we? Come on, let's fight her. We're going to romance her the old star way. Oh, well, maybe not. The griffin hits me. Okay, we didn't cheat. We didn't cheat. Right, do you think we fight her next? Oh no, we just fight that. Maybe on the next section we'll fight her. In its death throes, the griffin soars up into the sky before plummeting to the ground like a stone some 200 meters away. You do not see the barbarian girl get up from the ground and assume that she's either injured or dead. Well, I hope she was injured in serious amounts of pain and then finally died of her wounds. I didn't want it to be quick. Let's ride over to investigate. The girl lies in a contorted heap close to her griffin. There is no sign of life, and you'll wonder why she attacked you. Perhaps the griffin was hungry and intended to eat horse flesh. The girl was armed with a sword and shield. Let's take it. I'm going to take the girl's sword. Can I do that without affecting these? Because I still want to do this too. Ah. Oh, hang on. That's fine. We've got the sword. The shield is circular and has strange writing etched around the circumference. Well, I don't care what the writing says. Let's take it. You are in possession of a magical shield which dates back some 200 years. It has the unusual ability to defend its carrier. I think that is the purpose of a shield, by the way, to defend its. That's not an unusual ability. Oh, hang on. I should have read more. To defend its carrier from magically cast lightning bolts. Okay, that is an unusual ability, I suppose. It does, of course, defend against sharpened blades too. That's the point I was making. Named the Defender by its maker, it's certainly one of the finest shields in all Alancia. Well, that's the thing. I wasn't using lightning bolts, so the shield was not worth the paper it was printed on, mate. You sling it over your shoulder and ride towards the lake. While riding down one of the last hills before the lake, you notice a rusted iron box lying at the base of a tree. I don't need to read the options. Of course, we're going to open the box. You force the box open. Well, that sounds like my wedding night, guys. By breaking the hinges with your sword. There is nothing inside except for a small clay doll. Well, let's take it. Oh! Look! Is that my horse there? Because this... this dude is fucking massive. Either that or he's just done a perfectly horse-shaped turd. Oh no. By touching the clay doll, you trigger a magical reaction. The doll starts to grow and soon towers above you, the clay appearing soft and malleable as though just dug out of the ground. The hulking monster steps awkwardly towards you, its club-like fists raised to attack. The clay golem stands between you and your horse, and you have no option but to battle it. Do you still have your sword? Well, I have a sword. I am wielding a sword. Looks like a homeless on spices. I don't know. He looks too jacked to be a homeless guy. I don't imagine they're so buff. Right, we're wielding a sword. Your sword is a poor weapon. Why did you ask? With which to fight a clay golem, and you'll only inflict 1 damage. You must also defeat the golem in 14 rolls or less. Oh my god. This includes luck rolls in combat. Oh, fuck me. Let's add a little bookmark there. Right, it's time to fight. Right, so he's only got 9 stamina. But I'm only going to do 1 damage per round if I do hit him. So I really need to beat him every round, don't I? And not fuck up. Let's do it. I mean, luckily we outskill him by 5, so we should be fine. I just don't like it when it puts these pressures on me. Oh, look at that perfect roll. Smashing it. Smashing it. Fuck you. Easy. Easy. We did it. If you take down this monstrosity, turn to 362. I will. I will. Jedi, how's Mrs. Jedi? You proposed yet? Because, you know, I write good speeches, good best man speeches. That's what I do. I'm available for hire. Yeah, I'm like one of those people you can hire to just like play games online with you because you got no mates and stuff, and I let you beat me at Call of Duty and shit. It's a good gig to get into, I think. Right, the golem rocks on its feet for a moment and then crashes to the ground like a falling tree. Its head splits open and inside you see a gold ring set with a large jewel plugged into the clay. Shall I put the ring on my finger? Of course my fingers are covered in rings. What's one more? Nah, not yet. Fair enough, mate. Fair enough. Do you want me to ask her for you? I'll do it like one of those like cameo messages, yeah? You could say, look, I paid this guy, this famous Twitch streamer, Rusty Tom, you must have heard of him, yeah? He's recorded this message for you. I'll be like, hey, babe, I don't know what you call her. Hey, babe, let's get hitched, yeah? Because I don't want to wrap it up anymore. That's the only reason anyone does it, right? I don't know. That's how I asked Mrs. Busty anyway. And look where we are. Look where we are, fucking hell. Don't want to wrap it up anymore, Jesus Christ. Right, put the ring on my finger. That's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. There is a strange iridescence given off by the jewel, but you're unable to trigger it off any magical power. Well, I'm just no good at triggering magical powers, apparently. Maybe it's not a magic ring. You shrug your shoulders in disappointment and ride off towards the lake. Shame. Shame. Oh, hello. What the fuck? Are these my fingers here? Because look how they're fucking bent. What the fuck is wrong? You nervously ride over the brow of the hill that leads down to the lake. There is a deathly silence in the valley, and hardly a ripple breaks the surface of the dark, mist-covered water, which stretches into the distance. You quickly scan the lake, but see no movement on it. You wait patiently for almost an hour, and then you catch sight of an object drifting slowly towards the western shore. You strain your eyes and see that it is undoubtedly a raft, and a robed figure is sitting on it. You spur your horse along the shore to the point where the raft is heading. As the raft drifts closer to the shore, you urge your horse into the cold lake and set eyes on the cursed skeleton of Kull. we go. Oh, mate. That's a high five right there. Here's a fist bump too. Don't know if... Ah, fuck, my knuckles. That's what she said. God, proud of you. Proud of you. You're going to be a little mini Jedi any day now. Mini Jedi. But first thing you need to say, right? She's like, hey, we need to talk. And then you know she's going to show you a positive test, right? She's like, hey, we need to talk. First words out of your mouth, right? You need practice this if you need to. Write it down. I am paying child support. That's all you need to say. I am paying child support. Job done. That's what I said to Mrs. Busty. But, you know, suppose I am. We're still married, so, you know, technically, I am paying for that kid. Right, what are we doing? The skeleton of Kull sits motionless on the raft as you approach. You overcome your anxiety and reach out and take the sword from Kull. He's going to be so fucking happy, isn't he? You hear a whispered sigh of joy. Well, he's not that happy then. He was underwhelmed. It was like, yay, thanks. See, that's how it is, mate. See, old Rusty Nose. Old Rusty Nose. She live in a house with stairs, though, right? Whenever she's got news to tell you, just make sure you're both at the top of the stairs, and then you can just handle it. Oh no, sorry, my finger slipped. I didn't mean to push you. Oh, the bum no babies. That's what my nan always said. Old Nana Rusty. After placing the dreaded sword in your belt, you ride off west towards Nostromo's tower, unable to rid yourself of haunting thoughts of the terrible fate that may await you as keeper of Razak's sword. So sorry we've got no camera, by the way, today. A lot of the gear is sort of downstairs. We've been making a lot of preparations for next year's charity stream. Which, you know, save the date, guys. It's the 26th of February. Yeah, all day, every day. Well, not every day, all day that day. Actually, just that one day. But we're making a lot of prep. It's going to be a good one. Year 11. I love the blunt response. I've been coming in you for the last 4 months. Jesus, that's a long orgasm. That's a long orgasm. Jesus Christ. That's tantric sex to the next level. Consumed by dark thoughts, you do not notice that you're being followed, and only the sound of galloping hoofs brings you back to reality. You look behind you and see an armoured centaur closing on you. Your horse is too tired to outgallop the centaur, so you turn to face your adversary, who is armed with a long spear. Part man and part horse, the centaur revels in battle and is a tough opponent. Oh no. He's still got shitter stats than we have, though. I mean, we did roll very well at the start. Plus, we keep doing that with the dice. It's not cheating. It's just my finger slipping on the mouse, making it roll again. Right, one more. Was that it? Completed it, mate. Around the neck of the centaur hangs a bronze talisman in the shape of a horned demon. Yeah, we're going to wear it. You don't feel any different. Look, we never discover any magical powers on fucking anything. Although Nostromo did say we would need several talismans, and this is the first one we found, along with all the other rings we've got. We've got a gold ring, we've got the horned demon talisman, we've got 3 of these rings made of bone. What other knowledge have we got? Just the Chameleonite blood and that rhyme, 184. Right, we're going to Nostromo's tower. What, are we going back home? For the next hour, your return journey through the hills remains uneventful, until you suddenly hear a girl's cry for help coming from the direction of a wooded knoll not far to the south. I'm riding, I've got a quest, I am rather busy, and I just hear this lady screaming. I'm sure there are 2 sides to this. I'm not going to get involved. We're going to keep riding west. Sorry, lady. The day passes quickly, and soon you find yourself riding down a narrow valley between 2 rows of hills. This is a welcome change from continual riding up and down hills. However, in the wild lands of Alancia, danger is never far away. Standing ahead of you in the middle of the valley is a huge, ugly brute some 6 meters tall, dressed in grubby animal skins. A pile of rocks lies next to the hill giant, who calls out and threatens to hurl them at you unless you give him 5 gold pieces to allow you through his valley. I mean, I haven't got enough gold to give him. I think I've only got 2 that I got from the Space Jew. Oh no, look, I have 0 because the bloody black fairies took it all. Oh, you bastards. So, we try and go past him. I don't want to. We'll fight him. I ain't no pussy. We're going to fight him. You draw your sword, urge your horse into a gallop, and charge at the hill giant. Before you can reach him, he picks up a large rock and hurls it at you with all his might. Oh no. This could be an instant death. Bookmark. Bookmark. Roll 1 die. Having your tonsils out after Xmas too. What, so you can finally deep throat guys? I mean, I'm sure you can do that with tonsils. It seems a bit of a drastic measure to take. Are they still bad? I do think this is going to be an instant death if we roll wrong. Let's roll. See what happens. They're just getting it though. Of course they do. Of course they do. And if a guy's got a piercing on the end of it, it's just going to get caught. The large rock flies past your head and lands with a dull thud behind you. The hill giant bellows in anger and reaches for his wooden club to swipe you off your horse. It's time to fight. Alright. He's going to be a beefy boy. Look, 9 skill. He's still nowhere near us on 13. I'm glad the book gave us the option to go easy on us. I kind of feel like we may have been dead a long time ago, if that wasn't a thing. Oh my god, have they been swollen the whole time? Shit. I mean, is it uncomfortable? Is it painful? Got a pair of knackers in the back of your throat. I mean, what else is new? You're bummed out. Right, we took him down. We took him down. The hill giant's possessions amount to 1 gold piece. Just 1? So he's not been collecting many tolls then to go through his valley. And a copper bracelet. It occurs to you that the giant's cave cannot be too far away if he claimed to own the valley. I'm going to try on the bracelet, and then we're going to look for his cave. Although you do not feel the effect that the bracelet has on you, it actually magically distorts your perception of vision. Objects appear nearer than they really are. Your fighting ability is naturally impaired by wearing the bracelet. Oh, fuck. You lose 2 skill points and 1 luck point. That's what I get. Unaware of your disadvantage? No, I'm very aware of it. You decide where to ride next. Well, let's search for his cave and see if we can find some more stuff to fuck me over. You ride up and down the valley, scouring the hillside for the giant's cave. After half an hour, you find the entrance hidden behind a cluster of bushes. After tying your horse to one of the bushes, you step warily into the caves. The hill giant may not have lived alone. 2 torches mounted on the rough stone walls light the cave and enable you to survey the giant's lair. A pile of straw at the back seems to have been the giant's bed, and there is also a rough wooden table. On the ground around the table lies an ominous pile of human bones. Behind the table you see a wooden chest, and in an alcove you find a strange glass globe which contains swirling smoke. I can't see the word analyze without thinking of bums. Well, I'm glad they couldn't see anything untoward. See if they let you keep them afterwards. That'd be fucking cool. Like in a jar. You can, I don't know, you can frame them. Make a snow globe out of them. Add them onto your knackers, so your knackers have knackers. We're going to open the chest. And then, for some reason, the option is break the globe rather than just take it. But we're going to open the chest. As soon as you touch the lid of the chest, you hear the sound of scurrying feet coming from inside. A scratching sound like that made by a rodent. I still want to lift it. You lift the lid of the chest with the tip of your sword and stand back. 2 large black rats immediately jump out of the chest and run towards you. One swipe of your sword cleaves the first in 2, but the second claws its way quickly up your leg. Oh my no, my legs are not protected. The rat sinks its sharp teeth into your leg. You lose 1 stamina point. But you are less worried about the wound than you are about the possibility that the rat might be the carrier of a fatal disease. You crush the rat underfoot, angry that such a small creature might be the downfall of Alancia. Let's test my luck. Oh, by the way, I'm sure you recall when we did that fantastic Bob Ross painting in MS Paint that looked absolutely shit. But we're going to do some actual Bob Ross painting, by the way, on the charity stream in February. I've got a little like sampler set of like a dozen like oil paints. We're going to set a canvas up and we're going to paint along. So if you're that way inclined, and I know, you know, from the Instagram you sent me that you were quite adept at the old Warhammer figures. So I think you should be painting along too, because I'd love it if everyone then like sent me over their pictures and we can have a little art gallery at the end of it. We'll just show them all up on the screen. Take a picture, send it over, whatever. It's going to be shit. I know it's going to be shit, but it'll be fun. It's for charity. So, you know, it's not shit at all then, is it? It's for a good cause. It's shit for a good cause. That's what we could call it. Oh my god, look. The best viewers are on streamboo.com. Who knew? Who knew? I wish I'd known all this time. I'm stuck here with Jedi and I could have gone to Streamboo and got the best viewers. Right. Let's test our luck. What's our current luck? 7. Oh, there we go. I didn't even have to cheat on that one. So I'm going to assume we don't have a disease then. The rat was not diseased, and you're able to continue your quest without a painful and untimely death. You walk over to the chest and look inside. Well, it's going to be empty now. It was just a box of rats, but now it's an empty box. The chest contains 2 well-gnawed skulls and a small metal box. Boxes in boxes, eh? You take the lid off the box and find a piece of faded parchment with something written on it in a language you do not understand. At the bottom of the parchment, you see the number 66. Oh my god. This is Palpatine's diary. Do it. You soon tire of trying to read the parchment and decide what to do next. You may now break the globe. Yeah, let's do it. Why not? It's only going to be like a smoke monster that's trapped and we're going to release it and it's going to attack and kill us, isn't it? So let's make a bookmark before we do that. The noise of the shattering glass echoes loudly in the cave when the globe hits the wall and fragments. The smoke quickly fills the cave, but you do not have any difficulty in breathing. In fact, the smoke is magical and will now make you immune to any attack by fire. Well, fuck me. Lucky me. You gain 1 luck point. You may now either open the chest if you're not... I have opened it. So let's leave the cave. You quickly untie your horse and resume your journey. So is 66 has got to be in our knowledge, isn't it? Yeah, there we go. Oh, look at this. I'm immune to fire attacks. We're shouting that one with the exclamation mark. At the end of the valley, you are forced to ride up into the hills again, but the rest of the day passes without further incident. As night falls, you wonder where to make camp. In the distance, you see the glow of what looks like a fire, but it's now too dark to make out who might be sitting by it. Well, let's go. Bad guys don't make fires, do they? Let's go. As you approach the fire, you hear a man's voice say, "Halt! Halt! Or I shall loose an arrow at you." It's so dark now that you cannot see anybody. You decide to err on the side of caution and you pull your horse to a halt. The man then calls out again, "Wise decision, stranger. Now, tell me, are you a lawful character or a servant of chaos?" "I'm lawful. I'm a good egg, at least in this adventure." The unseen man speaks to you in a friendly voice, saying, "If you are lawful, as you say you are, then dismount from your horse, stick your sword in the ground, and come and join me for some roasted duck. I fucking love duck. Let's do it. Oh. Is he still pointing his arrow at me, though? It kind of looks like it's droopy, though. It's drooping down. Or maybe that's just like the perspective of the angle of the picture. I don't know. I mean, performance issues happen to every man every now and then. Don't worry about a droopy arrow, mate. Although you're reluctant to part with your sword, you're convinced that the unseen man is telling the truth. As soon as your sword is out of your hand, the man steps out from behind a tree into the light of the fire. He is tall and dressed in a dark green tunic. He pulls back his hood and extends his hand in welcome. You sit down by the fire and feast yourself on the delicious duck and wild mushrooms. You gain 2 stamina points. The man tells you that his name is Sim, and that he is a hunter and tracker. There's nothing I cannot follow, and nothing I cannot shoot, he says in a jovial voice, while wiping his mouth with the back of his hand. But what brings you to these barren hills? You decide to tell Sim about Razak and the threat to Elancia. When you have finished, Sim looks at you seriously and says, "And I nearly put an arrow through you. I must make it up to you somehow. I therefore offer you my services. I am sure you will find my skills of some use. What do you say? What services is he offering me?" Cheeky little rub and tug, maybe? Sim? Yes? I'll take him up. You decide that Sim could be a valuable ally, and you accept his offer. After a good night's sleep, you both mount your horses and ride off west. Sim takes the lead, choosing the easiest and most direct way out of the hills. By late afternoon, you are almost at the edge of the hills, when Sim notices 2 figures crouching down behind large rocks up ahead. "Wild hillmen!" he calls out to you. "They think I haven't seen them, and they'll jump out at us when we ride by. Do you want to practice your swordplay, or shall we ride round them?" "Let's fucking do 'em, Sim." Pretending not to have seen the hillmen, you ride casually toward the large rocks. When you're less than 20 meters away, they suddenly leap up and fire 2 arrows from their crude bows. However, you were prepared for the ambush and duck down to let the arrows fly overhead. You draw your swords and charge at the hillmen, who angrily run at you with their stone clubs. You steer your horse towards the nearer of the 2, who is dressed in animal furs. Let's fucking do him. 6 skill. What a fucking pussy. We'll make easy work of this guy. You look round to see that Sim has also dispatched his assailant. He collects 8 arrows from the hillman's quivers before you continue your ride west. Do I not get any loot? That's the only reason I killed these guys. At long last you reach the final ridge and gaze out across the windward plain. You ride on until nightfall and spend a peaceful night in an abandoned hut on the northern bank of Silver River. Not long after dawn, you're back in the saddle and riding towards Yastromo's tower. You reach your destination by noon and call out excitedly to your old friend as the tower comes into view. But nobody returns your call, and the smile drops quickly from your face. You tie your horse to a bush and walk along the path to Yastromo's door. You notice that his herb garden is brown and withered, and ugly bushes with long black thorns have quickly grown up, smothering the plants and herbs. Such a remarkable change in a few days puzzles you. You ring the brass bell, but there is no reply. Suddenly a large crow flies down from a window in the tower and drops a piece of paper to the ground. You pick it up and read a message from Yastromo. "Dear friend," couldn't even get my fucking name. Look at this. This knows my name is Rusty, right? It's not too much to ask, game, that you fucking insert this value into this fucking text. No? Bastard. "Dear friend." Some friend. Don't even. I know his name's Yastromo. He's got a stupid fucking name. Can't even put "Dear Rusty." "Sorry I'm not here to meet you. I'm still busy with preparations. Please ride east, where you will find me at a wooden hut at the edge of Darkwood Forest. Yastromo." You tell Sim about the note, and then you both hurry back to your horses. As you ride east, you wonder if Yastromo is in danger. After riding along the edge of the forest for less than a mile, a voice calls out from the trees, saying, "If you're looking for Yastromo, I know where to find him." Well, I mean, I know where to find him too. This is clearly a trap. We're going to ride on. Oh, fuck. What are these? Look at these little... It's like Darth Maul. But he's been on Atkins or something. After galloping along the edge of the forest for another 2 kilometers, you catch sight of the wooden hut set back against the trees. You tie your horses to a nearby tree and then walk warily to the open door. But instead of being greeted by your old friend Nostromo, 2 robed skeletons appear at the door. They have sparkling red eyes which glow eerily, and you realise that they are under the control of another force. They must be demonic servants. It must be nothing else they could be. Recruited by Razak. The 2 Mylan servants step quickly forward, ready to meet the sharp edge of your swords with their bare hands. You move away from Sim to give yourself more room to wield your sword against one of the servants. Right, let's fight. Oh look, if you win 2 consecutive attack rounds, the spell emanating its body will be broken, and it will collapse into a pile of bones. I mean, we definitely will win 2 consecutives. Boom, there's one. Easy. The combat has lasted long enough. Sim dispatches his adversary moments after your own is defeated. You walk into the hut but find no trace of Nostromo. Sim looks around outside and says, "There was a struggle here, and it looks as if the old wizard was dragged off into the forest. It'll be easy to follow their tracks." You wonder why Nostromo did not use his magic against his kidnapper, but do not tell Sim your fears. Whoever or whatever forced Nostromo into the forest must be very powerful indeed. Without any further delay, you untie your horses, and ride off north with Sim leading the way. Oh, fucking hell, what is this now? What even are you? Is that Nostromo? Look, he's tied up in this old, like, pentagram thing. Oh my god, look, this is, it's like that guy from Total Recall. Start the reactor, Quaid. No? Wrong placement, I know. You are soon deep inside the dense forest, which is notorious for its evil inhabitants. Keeping a watchful eye on all the trees around you, you walk steadily on. Soon you come to the edge of a glade and catch sight of poor Nostromo, staked out in the middle of a marked-out pentacle. A loathsome horned beast, its fat, lumpy body covered with green, slimy skin, is walking around the pentacle in a frenzy. Well, that doesn't sound like my wedding night. There was no walking in. There was no... Everything else pretty accurate. You are unable to contain yourself and call out to Nostromo. He raises his head and said, "Never have I been so glad to see a friend in my life. Quick, use Razak's sword against his servant from hell." I lost it, mate. I'm so sorry. Knowing that you could not injure the vile creature with your own sword, you draw Razak's sword to fight it. Oh, I mean, its stats do not match up with its appearance. I thought it was going to be quite a beefy, tanky boy. I mean, alright, he still damaged me, but point still stands. He's a pussy. As the demon spawn drops to the ground, its body begins to shrivel, hissing and steaming until it's nothing but a pool of foul-smelling slime. A shudder runs down your spine as you walk over to Nostromo and untie him. "Bravo!" the old wizard says with a smile, shaking your hand vigorously despite his ordeal. "My magic would not work against this creature from hell. Either I'm losing my touch, or Razak has greater powers than I thought. Never mind, we must not flinch from our task. Now, tell me, how did you find the Lost Lake, and who is your friend here?" You tell Nostromo about your journey and how you came to meet Sim. Nostromo looks pleased and says, "Well, I did find out a few things about our friend Razak. He will be a most formidable opponent for you if you get past the minions who protect him. Not only will you have to slay him with his own sword, but his heart must be pierced by the horn of a Gargantis beast. According to fables, the Gargantis is a rare creature that lives underground, but I have not the faintest idea if any even exist. It is virtually invulnerable to weapons, and you may have to use magic so that its horn can be cut off. Only then will it die. Now, let's leave this infernal forest and return to my tower, where a friend of mine should be waiting for us." It is not long before you're back at the tower, but there is nobody there to greet you. "Strange," mutters Nostromo with a frown on his face. Budron should be here by now. I hope he hasn't come to any harm. He knows where the haunted graveyard is, and that's important. It might help to read the gravestone of Razak's father, Tamal. I think the graveyard is somewhere between Mirewater and Stonebridge, but I can't be sure. He offers you a choice. Stay here overnight to see it. Yeah, we should wait for Budron. It is not long before nightfall, and you find yourselves relaxing in comfortable chairs, listening to long tales of adventure told by Nostromo. After eating a huge meal, you go to bed early, since you feel you're going to need all the sleep you can get. In the morning, you feel quite refreshed, gaining 2 stamina points, and while you pack your belongings, Nostromo then proceeds to try and refill your glass vial with his healing potion. Remorsefully, you have to admit that you lost the vial on the way. He grumbles and throws you another, with enough for 5 tots. As you walk down the spiral staircase of the tower, Nostromo says, I fear the worst for poor old Budron. Something terrible must have happened to him. He is usually so reliable. I hope you managed to find the haunted graveyard without him. After that, ride to the dwarf village of Stonebridge and ask for Bori. He will be able to help you and save a great deal of time. Outside, you mount your horses and ride off west along the edge of Darkwood Forest. The ride is uneventful for half an hour, but then you see a leather sack hanging by a piece of rope from a tree. Well, that's piqued my interest. Let's have a look. As you approach the sack, you suddenly hear a wailing scream. Swinging down on a vine attached to a nearby tree is a huge hair-covered humanoid wearing little more than an animal hide loincloth and carrying a large bone club. The ape man crashes into you and knocks you off your horse. Let's test our luck. We are lucky. You just manage to hold on to your sword as you fall. You're immediately locked in combat. You need to hold out for 4 dice rolls in the next combat before Sim can reach you. Don't you worry about it. We'll have killed him in 4 dice rolls. Ready? Pow! And again, ready? Pow! Pow! Don't worry, Sim. I got this. I got this, mate. You missed it. You watch it slump to the ground, a coarse gurgling sound coming from its throat. Sim then cuts down the leather sack and inside finds some polished stone. You may take these if you wish. Well, of course I'm going to fucking take them. You place the stones in your backpack. I mean, that was a bit of a waste of a section, wasn't it? Just, you can take them if you want. Okay, I will. And then the next bit, you've taken them. Good. I mean, I knew that. Just trying to pad out the book, aren't they? After crossing Catfish River, you soon leave Darkwood Forest again. The pagan plain stretches out before you, and you wonder whether the graveyard is nearer Mirewater or nearer Stonebridge. I'm going to go to Mirewater. You ride for several hours, but do not come across the graveyard. To the north you see a small wood on the banks of Red River, and to the west you can just see the rooftops of the village of Mirewater. I think we should... let's just keep going to Mirewater. We'll ask somebody there. You know that the village of Mirewater is inhabited by a race of evil dwarfs who are in permanent conflict with the dwarfs of Stonebridge. As you near the village and still fail to find the graveyard, you wonder if it's wise to continue west. You draw your horse to a halt to confer with Sim. Surely the haunted graveyard is going to be near Mirewater, argues Sim. Let's keep going. I mean, that's where I'm going. We don't need to argue about it. We're in agreement, mate. Let's keep riding west. Look at them. They are little fellas. I mean, they look more angry than evil. This one looks particularly homeless. This one at least has a nice hat. Crossbows, though. Hey, nice. Nice. Maybe we can nick one. You cross an open field and see a round stone outpost in front of you. 2 dwarfs suddenly emerge from the building, each holding a crossbow. They order you to turn back or face the consequences. How about fuck off? We're going to fight them. As you spur your horses towards the dwarf, they both fire their crossbows. Oh no, my horse might end up dying here. No, because I'm lucky. How many luck points we got left? 5. Okay. The crossbow bolt flies harmlessly by your head, and Sim 2 escapes injury. You choose your opponent and ride in to attack. Let's fucking do him. You search the outpost and find a hunting horn and lantern. You decide to take both items, together with a crossbow, yes, and 4 bolts. The village is no more than 300 metres away, but there is no graveyard in sight. Not wishing to risk certain capture inside Mirewater, you ride in a circle around it all the way back to the outpost, but still do not come across the graveyard. Sim sighs and says, "Let's head for Stonebridge." You ride north until you reach Red River, and after crossing it, ride east towards Stonebridge. Night is falling as Stonebridge finally comes into view. Do we camp outside Stonebridge? I mean, I don't know why we have to give up and ride into. Can't we just ride into and not give up searching? I mean, because I don't want to give up, I'm going to go with camping, but I would rather go into the town. But although you're not disturbed during the night, an elven flies silently into the camp and steals 3 items from your backpack. Oh, you son of a bitch! Why am I always getting fucking robbed? It steals my healing tots, or the unreadable parchment, or the polished stones. It's got to steal 3 things. Fucking it. Right, take them. Take the lantern. Take the hunting horn, I guess. That's bullshit. That's bull. It takes the piss, is what it takes. Without being detected, the mischievous little creature flies off with his loot, and you discover the inexplicable theft in the morning. Bemused, you set off towards Stonebridge. Within an hour, you reach a bridge which crosses a clear stream and leads you into Stonebridge. You recognise a couple of the dwarves walking along the street and ask them where you might find Borri. In the stable at the other end of the village, comes the reply in unison. You dismount and walk your tired horses through the village, nodding to a few more dwarfs whom you recognise. You knock on the stable door and are greeted by a smiling dwarf with chubby red cheeks and a long beard. I mean, that could be any dwarf, really, couldn't it? Not racist. "Hello," he says cheerfully. "Oh, sorry. Hello!" That cheerful enough? "My name is Borri, and you must be Yastromo's friends. I'll take care of your horses while you help yourselves to a hearty breakfast. There's plenty for everybody. Come in and sit down." You enter the table and eat until you feel as though you're bursting. You gain 2 stamina points. What's my stamina at right now? Oh, max. When you've relaxed for a while, come out to the back and I'll show you something special. Just give me a few minutes to get it ready. I don't know where this is going. He's just going to be out there with his knob out, his little dwarf knob. "Yastromo told me all about your quest, and at last I'll be able to put my invention to the test," Borri says enthusiastically. 10 minutes later, your curiosity gets the better of you, and you walk outside. It's a huge Johnny. Fire-powered. Outside in the yard, you see the strangest sight of your life. A huge balloon as tall as Yastromo's tower is being filled by Borri with hot air from a fire. A group of dwarfs is holding onto the ropes to keep the balloon from floating away into the sky. "This is my invention," shouts Borri excitedly over the crackling of the fire. "It's called a hot air balloon. It can carry people great distances through the skies in a basket hanging from the balloon. You can soar through the air across mountains and lakes, driven on by air currents and the wind. Now, I believe we must try to find the Gargantis beast. So if you would like to climb aboard, we'll take to the skies." No, hang on. Because Yastromo said the beast lives underground, so why the fuck am I going the opposite direction? And if you have any idea which way we should go, you should tell me now. The wind is blowing in a southeasterly direction, so I hope you don't want to go west. You are full of wonder at this amazing balloon, and you climb quickly into the basket. Borri gives the order for the dwarfs to release the holding ropes, and the balloon rises smoothly and swiftly upwards. At first you feel nervous, but soon the beautiful view and the tranquility make you relax, and you begin to enjoy the silent journey. You look down at the tiny treetops of Darkwood Forest, and think about the dangers that lie hidden beneath them. "Well," asks Borri, "where do you want to go?" I think the only place I'd heard of before this was the Western Flatlands. I haven't heard of the Forest of Spiders before. I don't particularly want to visit it. The Plain of Bronze? I don't know. Western Flatlands, though, is where we're going. After leaving Darkwood Forest behind you, you passed over the western edge of Moonstone Hills, where 2 days previously you'd made your dangerous trek. The Forest of Spiders soon disappears. No, we're not going there. The forest spider soon appears, looking much the same as Darkwood Forest, and you know that similar unseen dangers are lurking below. Once past the forest, the balloon carries you steadily southeast until you drift over the southern edge of Moonstone Hills to reach the flatlands. Any idea where to land? Asks Borry, speaking through clenched teeth that grip his old pipe. Why is he gripping his pipe with his teeth, the dirty bastard? You scan the ground below, looking for any sign of a cave or tunnel entrance. Let's get lucky. Sadly, oh no, your luck has run out. Oh well, that's it. Oh well, anyway, we are unlucky. You drift slowly across the flat plain, but do not see any sign of a tunnel entrance. Becoming more and more despondent, you ask Borry to land before you drift too far southeast. He carries out your instruction and releases air from the balloon. You drop gently down until Borry tells you to hold on tight as you're about to land. The basket hits the ground with a thump, but nobody is injured. Nobody talks while the balloon is folded up. We're going to need the balloon later, says Borry, but how are we going to carry it? Don't worry, replies Sim. I saw a herd of oxen about a mile back. I'll go and get one while you make a rough sled and pack the balloon onto it. I shouldn't be longer than an hour. Oh no, what if he dies? I like this guy. You cut down a small tree and make the sled. You're just finishing when Sim returns. Oh, good, he's not dead. With an ox. The docile animal pulls the sled with ease, but you must decide which way to walk. Well, these infernal tunnels must be either north or south of here. Well, we're going fucking south, actually, because we want to go underground, which is down, which is south. So that's how directions work. We're going south. You trudge slowly across the flatlands for the rest of the day without finding the tunnels. You lose one luck point. That night, the mood around the campfire is glum and hardly a word is spoken. In the morning, you discuss the problem and decide to vote on which way to head. Oh. If you roll 1 to 3, Borry votes to head north. I mean, we just came from north, so we'll just go... What are you thinking, Borry? Why the fuck? Oh, alright, for Sim. What the hell, Sim? We just came from north. Now you have the casting vote. Unless you're already outvoted. I already am outvoted. Fuck's sake. You follow your own trail. See, that's what I was already saying. I was already complaining about this. You follow your own trail back north, and by mid-afternoon you're back where you started. Borry makes a joke about it, but neither Sim nor yourself feel inclined to laugh. Without stopping for a rest, you press on north. Sometime later, you see a hillock in the distance and decide to take a look at it, since it's the only feature in the flat landscape for miles around. When you get close, you see what appears to be an entrance to a tunnel, and can hardly believe your eyes. Whose idea was it to go south? Asks Borry in a teasing tone. You unload the balloon and hide it with you with the basket in the entrance to the tunnel. You release the ox, although it seems reluctant to wander off, but being more content to graze on the lush grass. As you enter the tunnel, the irrepressible dwarf says, I can't hear anything. I thought these tunnels were supposed to howl. Let's wait until we get you inside, you short fat buffoon, laughs Sim. Maybe when you see the gargantus beast, you'll start to howl. You draw your swords, light the torches that you've brought with you, and walk guardedly down the tunnel. 5 minutes later, you arrive at a junction. Well, we're turning left. We always turn left, guys. The tunnel slopes downwards. The light is dim, coming from candles burning on top of skulls mounted on the wall at 30-metre intervals. Well, who lit them, I wonder? Well, I think we must be going the right way. Your own torches burn brightly around you, but you're unable to see far down the tunnel. Nor do you see the strange jelly-like creature which is clinging to the ceiling. Oh no. The creature lands on top of you and immediately starts to feed. However, it's not your flesh that it feeds on, but the metal of your armour. You lose 1 skill point. As if being enveloped by a giant amoeba, you try to throw it off the Iron Eater. Oh no. Alright, I passed the skill check. You managed to throw the Iron Eater off onto the floor. You're now able to walk on along the tunnel. Do we not kill it? Do we not make sure it's dead? We just throw it off and assume it's not going to make another attack? Okay. You pass a battered iron helmet and attached to the wall with a candle burning on top of it. All the other candle holders are skulls, and you wonder why the helmet is the odd one out. Well, obviously we're going to put it on. As soon as you place the helmet on your head, it seems to mould itself to your skull and grips it tightly. Try as you might, you're unable to take it off. You are unfortunate enough to be wearing a helmet of cowardice. From now on, each time you face a creature in combat, roll 2 dice. If the total is the same or less than your skill score, you'll summon up enough courage to fight. I mean, we have got pretty high skill, so we might be alright. If the total is greater than your skill, you'll offer no resistance to the creature and death will quickly follow. Oh, for fuck's sake. You lose 2 luck points. What is my luck now then? 1. Oh, fucking hell. Nowhere here in my knowledge does it say you're a twat and make bad decisions. Regretting your foolish decision, you walk on along the tunnel. As you walk along, you do not see a small rock on the floor in front of you. Thing is, we can't pass a luck roll now, can we? Because we have to get 1 or under on 2 dice somehow. So just all of them are going to be instant fail now. You kick the rock and unknowingly spring a trap. The rock was keeping a stick pressed down in a hole in the floor, which, when released, opens a trap door. You step into thin air and fall down a pit 5 meters deep. Oh no. Alright, so we lose 3 stamina points. Bori and Sim are able to rescue you with the help of Bori's rope. You didn't see the Gargantus down there, did you? Bori asked teasingly. Without giving him the satisfaction of a reply, you walk off, tight-lipped. Oh, what's this? A cave Jew. Ahead you hear a rumbling sound, like wheels rolling along over the rock floor. A figure slowly comes into view from the shadows, pushing a cart loaded with bones. It's an ugly, muscular creature with long arms that end in sharpened claws. It has a drooling mouth from which long teeth protrude like tusks. On seeing you, the cave troll grunts, releases the cart and lumbers towards you with a raised club. The helmet of cowardice begins to squeeze your head tightly. Oh. There we go, I blocked it. Actually, oh no, that 12 would have fucked me. You summon an inner strength to ignore the powers of the helmet and hold your ground. As Sim and Bori join you in attack, for every attack roll you do, they have the ability to inflict a further 2 stamina damage by rolling 1 die. Should you roll a 4 or above, then their joint attack will be successful. Well, that's good. Let's do that. Right, dice for them. Oh, come on, guys. You're supposed to roll a 4. There's 2 of you, for fuck's sake. I didn't think to try and fudge their dice rolls. Boom, got him. Take that, you bugger. You find a small wooden box tucked into the troll's clothing. Open it. The box is home to the troll's pet spider. Oh fuck, a deadly tarantula. As you open the box, the spider escapes and runs up your arm. You try to knock it off your arm with the box. Oh. You flick the spider off your arms and crush it underfoot. Well, that's lucky. Trolls, says Bori, shaking his head. Only trolls are stupid enough to have poisonous spiders as pets. I suppose he keeps a rattlesnake in his cart. Well, let's find out, shall we? We're going to tip up the cart. Underneath all the bones, you find another wooden box. It's got to have a snake in it, hasn't it? Come on. Much bigger than the one hidden inside the troll's clothing. Well, I'm going to open it, and if it's a rattlesnake, then fuck me. You carefully lift the lid of the box and find that it contains merely empty bottles of Warthog Stout, the favourite drink of trolls. There is also a book which is published by the small brewery entitled The Warthog Book of Troll Records. Bori grimaces and says, Ugh, Warthog Stout. How can anybody drink that ditch water? Trolls are so disgusting. They drink anything. And they can't even read, so why this book gets published is a mystery to me. Still, wouldn't mind a quick read to see how stupid trolls can be. Yeah, let's have a look. Bori spends the next 5 minutes muttering to himself, calling trolls all the bad names he can think of. Why would anyone want to do that? Exclaims Bori suddenly. Did you know that the Atlantean record for the number of hobbits' ears eaten by a troll in a competition is 119? The lengths that trolls will go to for fame. Come on, let's go. Bori suddenly marches off, throwing the book over his shoulder. You and Sim hurry after him, with Sim asking Bori if he's the shortest dwarf in Alancia. Mind your own business, snaps Bori, still marching ahead. The tunnel soon ends at a junction. Looking right, you can see that the tunnel continues straight on as far as you can see. Looking left, you can see that it soon comes to a dead end. There is some body, or something, lying on the floor at the dead end, and you can hear the unmistakable squeak of rats. Well, we're going left. Ooh, poor fucker. The object lying against the wall is a corpse, and large rats are climbing all over it. The corpse is clad in leather armour, but 2 arrows stick ominously out of its back. A leather pouch and cloth sack are empty, and there are no weapons to be found. However, Sim notices that the left hand of the body is clenched shut, and after prizing it open, he finds a bone amulet in the shape of a beetle. He hands it to you, saying he would rather trust in his sword than a trinket to protect him. Keep the amulet. So we've got a couple now, haven't we? We've got oh no, we had a demon talisman, and now this amulet. Unknown to you, the bone beetle is an amulet of ill fortune. Oh, for fuck's sake. You lose 3 luck points. Well, we can't lose any more. Bring it on. Its previous owner had found it only 3 days before his death. Finding nothing else of interest, you walk along the other branch of the tunnel. What's this? Ghosts! Oh! You pass between 2 statues of skeleton warriors and immediately feel a gust of cold wind blow down the tunnel into your faces. The wind blows harder and begins to howl. We seem to be in the right place, says Bori in a more serious tone than usual. Suddenly you see something glowing white at the end of the tunnel. It grows in size and flies towards you at speed. When it is near enough, you see that it is a being with an agonized look on its face. Its diffuse body trailing behind it. Its mouth opens and lets out a soul-chilling scream. It's an ice ghost, shouts Sim above all the wailing scream. Don't let it touch you as it flies by. And look out! Here come 2 more! You keep your eye on the ice ghosts as they spiral towards you. Roll 2 dice 3 times. Oh god. Pass. 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 The vapour-like bodies of the ice ghosts close in fast, but you manage to evade them. Sim and Bori also manage to dodge the ice ghosts. You watch them disappear down the tunnel and all becomes quiet again. Watchful for more ice ghosts, you press on down the tunnel. With the ice ghosts out of the tunnel, all is quiet again. I don't suppose many people know that the howling tunnels get their name because they are inhabited by ice ghosts, says Bori in a more cheerful voice. But I hope they don't come back. Look, there are 2 more statues of skeleton warriors further down the tunnel. Well, let's go between... Let's go... Fuck it, I'm not going to look for secret passage. No, we're going to go between the statues. Oh. Oh, hello. What's this? No more ice ghosts appear when you pass between the statues, and you follow the tunnel as it bends to the right. In a few minutes, you hear more noise up ahead, but this time it sounds like the deep grunt of a huge beast. You walk on until the tunnel opens out into a ledge near the bottom of a deep pit. A foul smell of rotting slime fills your nostrils. The stench comes from the thick sludge which covers the bottom of the pit just below the ledge. 2 legs, green and scaly, rise up out of the sludge, and your eyes follow them upwards to a huge torso, which ends in a gnarled head, with a gaping maw ringed by rows of long spiked teeth. In the centre of the forehead, you see a white spiral-shaped horn. Although the Gargantis has poor sight, it senses your presence and reaches down towards the ledge with its giant clawed hand. You jump back into the safety of the tunnel beyond the reach of the Gargantis. You tell Sim and Bori that you intend to step into the sludge-filled pit while they fire arrows to distract the Gargantis. With the plan decided, you draw your sword and walk once more to the ledge. The Gargantis lets out a fearful roar and swipes at you with its clawed hand. My god, I have daubed myself with chameleonite blood. Without your even having to think about it, the chameleonite blood triggers a new defense mechanism in your body. Your skin turns dark green like the sludge in the pit, and the Gargantis suddenly loses sight of you altogether, fuck yeah, and misses you with its claws, although it can still sense your presence. Sim and Bori distract its attention by loosing 2 arrows at the giant torso. The Gargantus howls in pain, although the arrows barely pierce its tough hide. The Gargantus, however, has its own defense mechanism, and in reaction to the pain, a gland emits waves of mental energy and intense power. I'm not wearing a crystal, that's a shame. Your eyes widen and a crazed expression comes over your face. You scream wildly, and then, beginning to foam at the mouth, clutching your sword, you turn on Sim and Bori, who are likewise affected by the mental attack. Now totally insane, you are each filled with bloodlust and stand on the ledge, hacking one another to pieces. Oh, for fuck's sake. Bori falls first, then Sim. You ignore the blood which runs down your leg from 2 deep gashes in your side and jump into the pit to attack the Gargantus. But one swipe of its clawed hand quickly ends your attempt and your life. Oh, your adventure ends here. We were doing so well. We got to the fucking Gargantus. I'm sure that must have been like the toughest fight if we actually got to do the fight bit. But your adventure ends here. I think we had a good run though. We did pretty well on that one. Dong. That's it. Dead. That was Crypt of the Sorcerer, which we died on. Perhaps we'll try City of Thieves next. There are loads more that I haven't bought, but we do have in paper copy. Just depends which we can be bothered to do, doesn't it? But that's going to be it. That's going to be it for tonight. Thanks for hanging out, guys. We will hopefully be back next week. If we are, it'll be the last one until New Year. So we're really going to try and be back next Wednesday for more of this Fighting Fantasy action. So thanks for joining. Have a lovely rest of your life until next time we meet. And I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye-bye-bye-bye-sies.